Hey everyone, it's me D, also known as Stella D, also known as the Stella Decoder. I'm here with day 3 of my 30 days of coding and coding and program, pretty much doing the HackerRank solutions and doing it live. So, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or if you want to help, do so live, or you can comment later on after the video is over. The video will be saved on YouTube, Facebook, and other social media platforms. So today is day 3. We are doing intro to conditional statements. So let's blow it up like we did before so that we can solve this as well. Alright, so it looks like we're going to get started with conditional statements. If you have more information about it, there's a tutorial for it. Although the tutorial is for Java instead of Python, but I'll probably do something a little bit later with that. Anywho, with this, giving the integer n, so n as in like whatever number, we're going to perform the following conditional actions. So if n, which is a number that you would enter in here, is odd, we're going to print out weird, because basically odd numbers are weird for some reason. If n is even, then in the range of 2 to 5, we're going to print not weird. So let's say it's number 4, it's going to not be weird. If n is even, in between the numbers of 6 and 20, it's going to print out weird. If the number or n is even and greater than 20, then we're going to print out not weird. And then if none of those statements make sense, then it's going to be not weird. So what I like to do with these HackerRank problems is literally just copy what they're wanting us to do. That way I don't forget anything. Now usually if you're typing out code, you would type it out, but for time's sake, this is what I'm going to do. So that way I have all of my conditionals, which is the if statements here. What I'm going to do next, because our print lines are going to be on separate lines, I'm going to move those. Alright, and then I'm also going to make sure I go ahead and indent everything over. That's too far. Oh, I'm sorry. Back. Here we go. Alright, so basically what I have here is with my different if statements, I'm going to have it print out something. So while we're here, I'm going to change all these to strings, and that's by putting the words inside of quotations. The only way that string or word or sentence can print out is that you have to have quotations around it. As you can see, it turned green. So I'm just going to do that right here. Basically, print is a function that prints out what you want to print out. Put a period here. And I don't want the double quotes. Now, you can use double quotation marks or single quotation marks. I like using the single because that's just my preference. Alright, next thing we need to do is change all these ifs to lowercase ifs. As you can see that if up there aren't any capitalized conditionals. Actually, I'll have to come back and fix those in a sec. And this should be else, because that's the same otherwise. Alright. Range of, let's make sure I put the numbers in here too. 2 to 5, 6 to 20, greater than 20. Alright, cool. Alright, so we pretty much have like a gist of what we need in here. So basically the first statement is saying that if n, which n is the number that we're inputting, is odd, then we're going to print the word weird. So how do you figure out if a number is odd or not? You can figure out if a number is odd by the leftover remainder of the number. For instance, let's say if n was 4, and if you divide 4 by 2, what do you have remaining? As far as like an even number or whatnot. So to mean that it's even. Like if you could evenly divide the number, then it's even. But if not, then it's odd. So I'm doing if the number is divisible by 2 and it doesn't have a remainder, then it's even. If it does have a remainder, then it's odd. I know it doesn't make sense, but just work with it. And then you always put a colon at the end of the conditional statement. So with this, instead of doing conditional ifs, it has to be elif. So basically this is saying is, let's say this was a 2, which means that it doesn't qualify as being weird because it's not an odd number, so it's going to move to the next step. So basically what conditionals does is that it checks the first statement, and if that statement is true, then it's going to print whatever you want. If it's not true, it's going to move on to the next one. So let's say you put in 2, and 2 is not even, so it's going to move on to the next one. This says if the statement is even and it's in between 2 and 5. So we don't have to put that it's even because of course it's even because it's moving to the next step. So instead, I'm going to say if n is greater than 2 and n is less than 5, being weird wrong squigglies. If n is less than 2 and there it is. Like, why is it still there? So if the number is less than 2 and no, we don't want it to be less than 2. If the number is greater than 2 and is less than 5, which means that it's going to be numbers 2. It's going to be numbers 3 and 4 basically, because it's bigger than 2, it's less than 5. So if somebody puts in a number 3, or somebody puts in if somebody puts in a number 3, it's going to be odd, so it's going to be weird. But if somebody puts in a number 4, it's going to be not weird because it's even and it falls between 2 and 5, if that makes sense. Next up, we're going to have another elif, and if it's even, which the rest of these are pretty much even, it's like if it's not odd, then it's even, so it's going to keep rolling through. This means that what if I put in the number 8? So the number 8 is not odd, and the number 8 doesn't fall between 2 and 5, so it moves to the next one. So if n is greater than 6 and less than 20, we're going to print out weird. And then we have this last one. if n is greater than 20, I'm going to print weird, else not weird. Which, yeah. Oops, oh, I forgot the end. That's why the squiggly is there. Usually when there's like a squiggly line there, it's kind of like the same as when you're doing a Word document or Excel document and you have something that's wrong. It's pretty much letting you know in advance that you don't have something right here. So that's what it was missing. It was missing the end because it was confused. So this means that if a number has a remainder, then it's odd, then it's weird. If it is greater than 2 but less than 5 and it's not odd, then it's not weird, which would be like 4. If it's greater than 6 and less than 20, so like if it's 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and 18, then we'll type out weird. If it's greater than 20, like 22, 24, 26, because they're all even numbers that are greater than 20, it's going to print out not weird, and otherwise it's going to be weird. So that's what we have here. Looks like their sample that they're going to put in is 3, so our output should be weird, and then they're also going to do a sample case of 24, so our output should be not weird. So let's run the code and see if I have all of this in here correctly. So that's pretty cool. Looks like our sample test case of entering the number 3 works because it's weird because 3 is an odd number. And then we also did 24, which when you run it through, it's greater than 20, so it's not weird. So let's test a custom number. Let's do, I don't know, 5. 5 should be weird because it's odd. Let's do 6. 6 should be not weird because it's even number. Let's try 57. 57 is greater than 20, but it's an odd number, so it got stopped at the door right here because it's an odd number. It doesn't have to go through all these different steps here because it's already an odd number. Let's do 102. 102 is not weird because number 102 is an even number, and even numbers are not weird in this case. So we tested out different numbers just to see if it would work if we put something in there. Let's try number 9. And number 9 is weird because it's an odd number. So if you have any numbers while you're here watching live that you would like for me to test, put it in the comments and I'll test it out. If not, you can always type in your number in the comments later, or if you have a different solution other than the one I have, feel free to type that in the comments as well. I'm pretty sure that this can be like a 1 or 2 liner, but for the purpose of understanding and making sure that I'm not missing anything, this is how I decided to do the problem. You can always have more than one solution. So let's submit and make sure it passes all the test cases. Wait a minute. Test case number 7 failed. Unlock this test case for 5 hackers. Do I have hackers? No. 20. Wrong answer. What did I do? Okay, so I think the 20, I need to do it greater than or equal to 20. So if it equals 20, then it falls into what it is. Let's try that. I don't know what hackos are. What are those? Let's submit it and see if that's what it means. No? What did I do? What did I do? 20 is supposed to be weird. Did I have this in here wrong? It's even, and it's between 6 and 20, and it's weird. 6 and, yeah, greater than 6 and less than 20. Okay. And it's even and greater than 20. So where does 20 fall in there then? That's interesting. Let's see what we got here. 20 is supposed to be weird, but 20 is coming up not weird. Otherwise not weird. So it can't equal to 20, or it's going to be not weird. So this one should be equal to 20. Let's try that. And let's do 20 and see if that changes it. Come on now. Actually, okay. Alright. So it looks like I did with this one right here. I had it greater than 6 and less than 20. But I guess it should have been less than or equal to 20, so 20 could be included. I don't know. Let's see if it works. There we go. Dun-dun-dun. Okay, well that makes sense. I guess I missed that one because I didn't see that it was and. But I feel like if I'm going to do it inclusively from 2 to 5, that would be the same with that one as well. But because this is the next number 6, that's why. Okay, so yeah, it's always good to relook through your code and try different test cases, because obviously they ran 7 different cases and it just so happened that number 20 was not working because I skipped 20. 20 was just confused there. Now it's not. Other than that, you guys, we completed the 30 days of code live day 3. These are the points. Okay. I never knew that you can use some points to see what test cases are wrong, but that's pretty neat that it has different cases and you can see what you need to adjust with your code. Other than that, you guys, please comment, like, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and I'm probably going to start an Instagram page and upload these videos as well, or maybe on TikTok. I'm not sure. If you want to see it, let me know. Be stellar, and I will see you tomorrow for day 4. Thanks for watching.